Hi guys, Ruben here from the Ruby Tuesday. I just got back home from watching Masters of the Universe, and I thought I'd do like a quick out of the theater reaction, um, just because I thought they had an insurmountable task to take something that is very beloved, that anything that comes from like the 80s or thereabouts has such a strong fan base that if any time you do anything different or anything new, it instantly gets hate. And we saw that with the animated series, like it was different. I personally loved it, so take that with a pinch of salt. But there were so many people that hated the new animated thing because it wasn't how they remembered their characters to be. So when you take something that is so loved, and then you try and do something new with it, you have almost an insurmountable task to win over the people. So what these guys had to do, they're doing a new live action. We've already had a live action movie that was very campy, but sort of has a cult following. Everybody knows it's not very good, but it was fun to watch. Dolph Lundgren as the head here, and now we've got a new cast, modern day age, special effects, big budget. But campy just doesn't work anymore. Like, not for what He Man is. So, how do you keep it true to what it was supposed to be, as well as bring in a new audience, and then have everything that, if you're a big fan, that you should have in it. And somehow they've managed to capture all of that and make it fun for everybody to watch as well. So you have got amazing choreographed action fight scenes that are over the top, campy, slow mo, exactly what you expect He Man to be. But also, then you've got really fun dialogue, quick, witty banter that works. Is all those kind of one liners or quirks that you knew that you saw in the He Man animated movies, as well as the live action one that we had previously with Dolph Lundgren. There's a bunch of nods, cameos, things that if you're a fan of He-Man, you'll just be like, ah, I know that. It's definitely I remember berries all the way through this movie. But it also has quite a bit of heart, and the whole idea of I guess the message behind it, which they always used to do at the end of the He-Man original animated series, like, hey guys, this is the message of this story. The message of this one is when you fail, that's okay, as long as you get back up again and you learn from your failures, which is a great message to have in this movie. So, in amongst all of the chaos of the energy and the big budget on screen, the quirky dialogue, the really kind of charismatic characters that are having fun with being on screen, the movie itself doesn't take itself too seriously. The guy playing Skeletor is nailing the kind of the mixture of comedy and over the top character, the maniacal laughing that he needs to have. Nailing all of that aesthetic, and it's just so fun to watch. I was surprised at how much I enjoyed this. I expected to come out going, yeah, that was okay. And I came out going, wow, that was actually a half decent film. The score is excellent, taking that original theme that we know, mixed it into something that feels new, fresh, but also making it feel like, hey, I remember this. This is a member berry. So keeping that score as a part of the original theme and the tunes and hearing the words, I have the power, the message behind it. They're nailing all those aspects, balancing acts, all these spinning plates that they need to balance to make it a half decent film. And then remembering that it's actually just an escapist film with a guy running around in a loincloth who's got big muscles, and actually reminding us that it's not about just big muscles, it's about who you are inside. And that message is great for young kids. So I highly recommend going to watch this. I think you're going to have a blast with this. I was surprised at how good this was. Score, acting, dialogue, directing, it all was just exactly what I expected to be. And there is a nice little end credit scene. So, guys, don't take my word for it. Look at some other reviews. If you haven't seen me before, thank you so much for joining my Ruby Tuesday. I try and do at least one review a week. I haven't been doing that. I've been away a lot, writing a lot, but I do have a live podcast with Movies and Munchies. And normally it's every Saturday at 4 p.m. So check us out there, where we're going to be talking about the best thing we've watched this week. And that's going to include He-Man, a more in-depth discussion, Masters of the Universe, as well as Grogu, the Mandalorian Grogu. And we'll also be talking about Backrooms and a couple of other new things. So do check us out there. Thanks so much for watching. I'm going to give this 4 Nicolas Cages out of 5. But most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.